Guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to have a different kind of discussion. It's been a long time since I came here sitting and having a chit chat. So basically on today's episode, I just want to share with you my experience that I had traveling as a passenger. Guys, I must share with you right now, to fly as a passenger, it's not the easiest thing, least to say. Before we continue, remember that you have to subscribe to my channel. You have to. Or please subscribe to my channel. Like my episode, share my videos, and do not forget to put the notification bell. Okay, back to our topic. So I just wanted to, anybody who has any plans to travel, especially to Africa, because I was going back home, my country in Kenya. I really needed to go. It was something that was urgent, and all I wanted is just 2 days in Kenya. That's it. And, in Dubai right now, when you do the COVID test, it took six hours, and then it came out. So I went to Emirates Specialty Hospital, and I paid 220 dirhams and did my test. It was very, very quick. I really liked them. There's a lot of people, but it moved so fast. Probably I spent less than 15 minutes, if not 10 minutes. It went so fast, so fast, so fast. And, the way they did here in Dubai was to me, I think it was a bit gentle. The last time I did the COVID test was in March, when I was flying back from duty from, where was it? I think Newcastle. Yeah. So we did a COVID test after landing. Those days, the airline crew as well had to do the test after arriving on a flight. And then after some few weeks, they changed the rules. So right now, cabin crew or airline staff don't need to do COVID test whenever they land in any destination. I mean, the ones I've gone to, I don't know if there's other countries. Every country has their own rule anyway. But for the moment, it's not like the beginning, when the COVID had just started. So at least I think there's a system right now that everybody is following. Because at the beginning, I felt like it was just confused. Nobody knew what to do. Everything was new to humans and new to governments and new to everybody. So now there's a system, I did my COVID test in Emirates Specialty Hospital, and I paid 220 dirhams, only to understand later on that they had some discount for airline staff. It's okay. So anyway, my result came out 6 hours after, and it was negative. Yay! Okay, and this is actually my receipt. So they send you a link on the SMS. Okay, you click that link, and then it takes you to a place where you can print this kind of document. It's a receipt, and this is what they ask in airports. Actually, most airports don't accept, a message, SMS, or anything They want hard copy, old school. So just keep that in mind if you're gonna travel next time, especially to Africa, to be specific, Kenya. You need this printout. Okay, so I did my first COVID test, and I traveled that night after I got it. And reaching the airport, I don't know why I didn't read in the website for Kenya, and actually it's even in Emirates website, the rules of different countries, what they require you to do or to fill up, if there's anything to fill up, like a health declaration form. Everything is in the website, Emirates website. So for me, I'm just thinking, it's okay, I'm gonna go. I reached the airport, the check-in staff, they asked me, do you have a QR code from the Kenyan government? I'm like, QR code? Like, yeah, you have to fill it up to like a health declaration form, but it's online. So I was like, no, I don't have. So the guy was generous. He said, okay, I'm going to check you in, but before you reach the upstairs, you know, the airport in Dubai, you go up to board the Terminal 3 to board the aircraft. So he said, before you reach up, you need to fill it up and then show it to the check-in staff at the gate. And he actually called the check-in staff at the gate and said, okay, I'm on my way, but just let her, she's filling up her health declaration form, and then the Kenyan government will send you a link, or you click on that link. It's just a QR code. Yeah. So that's what I did. So I reached the gate. I'm still filling up because it's quite some information. Filled it up and then got it's actually quick. The email, the moment I submitted, the email came straight to my inbox. So I showed it to the staff. And why they need this QR code is, so we got in the aircraft, flew to Kenya, arrived in Kenya, and then you make another line. First, they start checking before you reach the immigration. So they check the COVID test, the printout as well. They're checking here at the airport in Dubai, the COVID test in Dubai. That's what they only check when you're leaving. When you reach Kenya, they'll check two things: the COVID test results and the QR code. But you don't need to print out the QR code. They can just see it on the phone, you show it to them, and then you go through the immigration and you're cleared. Now, for me, because I was only going for 2 days, I landed at 6 a.m. in Nairobi. And what my friends had told me is, if you do not go straight to the hospital to do your test, it's not as quick as it is in Dubai for the result to come out in Kenya. So my friend said, you land, go change, freshen up, do not do anything until first you go and do your COVID test. Because I needed to fly back to Dubai the next night. I did exactly that. So by the time I left the hotel, we landed at 6 a.m. I went to my hotel, freshen up, blah, 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 had my breakfast. And then I went to one of the hospitals called Nairobi West Hospital. Hey, my friend, the line, the queue. The queue was crazy, out of this world. I just went there. I looked and I was like, if I sit here, I feel like I'm going to get corona. So I asked them, what's the procedure? Oh, you have to fill online. You have to do this. You have to do this. I'm like, no. And then how long is it going to take? Minimum 3 hours. 3 hours. I only have less than 24 hours. I need to go back to Dubai because they're going to be night, right? Where people are not working. So I need to do whatever took me to Nairobi that day I arrived. So when they told me that, I'm like, no, I'm not going to sit here and wait. So I started calling my friends, which other hospital in Nairobi is doing the test. So they told me there's another one, there's Nairobi Hospital, because the one I went to was Nairobi West Hospital. And then there's Nairobi Hospital, and then there's Aga Khan Hospital. For me, I've had good experiences every time I go to Aga Khan. That's where I gave birth to my twins. So I said, you know what, let me try Aga Khan. So the Uber guy, when the one I called came and said, oh, where are you going? Oh, Aga Khan. To do what? I said COVID test. Like in Aga Khan, they only do the test until 1 p.m. and they take only 100 people per day. Oh my God. I'm racing with time. I'm racing with time. I told him, you know what? Let's just go. Let's just go to Aga Khan Hospital, and I just pray that it's not 100 people yet, because if they're more than 100, they're going to reject you. They're not going to take you anymore, and until 1 o'clock, yeah. So we went. Now, my lovely country, you have to exclude the time in the traffic. So we probably, it's very close. Anyone who knows Nairobi West to Aga Khan, when there's no traffic, it's probably about 15 minutes drive. My dear, my friend, it took us 1 hour plus. And this Uber guy I had was actually super nice, because he knows how to maneuver, you know, to go to different places, panya routes. We say panya routes in Swahili. And that's exactly what he did. So, and we arrived 1 hour, after 1 hour. So if, let's say I just had a normal driver who, amezuba, today I'm mixing some Swahili, amezuba, we wouldn't have reached on time. So I reached Aga Khan, and then they asked me, did you have an appointment today? I'm like, no. Did you apply online? I said, no. But to be honest, I just need help, because I've landed I've just arrived in the morning and I'm leaving tomorrow night. I'm like, tomorrow night? No, usually our results take 24 to 48 hours. I'm like, Jesus, no. I need the results before tomorrow night because my flight was leaving Nairobi at 23:55 the next day. The lady told me, just go to the reception and see if they will accept you. So I went to the reception and I explained to this guy, and he's like, oh, we're already 100. We can't take more people. You know, the heart break that I'm like, no, I'm already tired. I didn't even sleep well during the flight. Staying in the traffic, going to the other place, and now I'm here. I cannot even think of going to another hospital, and they are all in different corners, plus the traffic and the heat and the dust. God, I just had to beg this guy. I said, please just help me. Even if you have to talk to your manager. Imagine you're begging to give money. You know, it's just amazing because I'm thinking that I'm bringing you business. Why would any hospital take 100 people? And it's 7,500 shillings. One COVID test. It's actually, for me, it's more than what we pay here in Dubai. 7,500, and you're actually rejecting people. Doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? I think the government should also actually just have a COVID test center, the way they've done even in other countries, even here in UAE. They just have different centers, different places, which is very easy, you know. Make it convenient for people. So this guy, I think he talked to one of the managers and told him my story. He was very nice to me, and they accepted me, okay, being nice. So anyway, I paid and they put me on the line. But to the test itself, or the waiting was not much because it's not a big line like the other hospitals. So it went so fast. But the part that took long was to beg them to test me, because they will not accept even the COVID test I did in Dubai. It's supposed to stay for 96 hours. 96 hours, right? No, they cannot accept. You have to do it again when you're starting a new journey in that country. So that's the reason why I really needed to do it. So anyway, they did my COVID test. Oh my God, now this is where the pain was. The one in Dubai was not so painful. Oh, this one in Kenya, she poked my nose. I was like, is she gonna get my sinuses out? I'm like, seriously? It was so painful. Oh my God. That's the first time I ever felt pain being done for a COVID test. Anyway, all in all, she did it. And I waited. They told me, okay, wait for the results around 4 p.m. the next day. So now I'm racing with time, right? 4 p.m. the next day. If it's not out, call this hotline. Okay, said, God help me. Call this hotline. Yes, I'm in Kenya. Anyways, went out doing my errands, and then the next day, 4 o'clock, waited. There's no any message from the hospital. 5 o'clock, no message. 6 o'clock, no message. So I called them because now I'm panicking. I called the hotline that they told me, and apparently they are very professional. They picked the phone. I said, this is my patient number, and yeah, they said the patient number is actually in the receipt. See, this is Aga Khan University Hospital. This one was for the Dubai one. And yeah, so she checked it and she said, oh, your results are out actually, and it's negative. Yeah, that's a good thing. But send me the link so I can print the result out. So she said, okay, check in your email after like 5 minutes or something. And for sure, yeah, it came after 5 minutes, and I printed it out and I was happy. So at least my mission accomplished in Kenya, and now ready, preparing to go back to the airport. Now reaching the airport in Nairobi, another issue. And that's why it says, even the Bible says, lack of knowledge will kill my people, right? My people will perish because of lack of knowledge. Yes, that's exactly how it says. Me, I'm thinking, oh, travelista, I've traveled all over the world. I know everything. I went again. I didn't even read the website to know now. Going back to Dubai, what do they want? There's also another declaration form. Oh, it's called GRDFA, something like that. Yeah, GRDFA. So I reached the airport, check-in in Nairobi, and the staff are like, where is your COVID test? Here it is. And where is your GRDFA? I'm like, what is that? Like, can you please click on the government system, Dubai government I think DHA, yeah. And then so this guy was very helpful. So he helped me to fill it up. You put your name and your visa number, IUD, something like that. It's the people who live in Dubai, you know, there's that number there. So you put it there and your date of birth, and then it pulls out your name from the system. And by the way, some people, the name don't even appear. And that's where the problem is. So I was lucky enough that my name just came out straight away. And then you just tick a few things there. And that's it. You get an email. All they want is just to see an email that you've been accepted or it's been approved, that you can go back. So I got it. And time to board the aircraft. Come back to Dubai. And reaching Dubai, we got off the aircraft because I was in business class, and this lady is standing there. Business class passengers from Nairobi, come and wait here. And I'm thinking, oh, today we have a VIP treat. Oh my God, business class. So because the flight was not full, so basically I think we were about 20 business class passengers, between 15 to 20. So we were not many. After she knew that all the business class passengers have alighted, she said, okay, everybody, you have to follow me. You need to go and do another COVID test. Yeah, some wine. So we followed her. We walked, and where we were parked on F gates. It's far, Terminal 3 to reach, because basically it's the other side of the terminal. You guys, if you've been to Dubai airport, you can walk and walk. I usually don't know why people complain about the bus, because for me, I'll sit in the bus and it will take me straight to the arrivals where you're gonna claim your bag, immigration, and get your bag. Now, we walked and walked, and me, whenever I travel, I don't know why, bless me, I always carry heavy things. I have no idea why. I have tried my best. I've tried in my life to make sure even my handbag is just heavy. It's like I have metals inside. I don't know why. So we went and we did a COVID test. Again, you know, what I like about Dubai is they have a lot of desks, you know, so you don't have to wait for long. So my time comes, I have to do. That's the third COVID test in less than 48 hours. Guys, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. That COVID test, by the time I reach home, my nose is running. Like, basically my nose was running. So, and then I just came and I said, you know what? Thankfully enough, I traveled because I needed to go. But if you don't need to go, I really don't see the reason why. Because all this horror. And even I saw families with children. Yeah. With all these restrictions, stopping them, fill up the form. Imagine you have, let's say, me, I have 3 kids. We were supposed to go home. We're supposed to go home in December to see my mom for Christmas. And actually, we were supposed to take off on the 17th. Yeah, 17th. I have to change the flights, you know. I can't, because after I saw what parents were going through with their kids in the airports, trust me, it's not worth it. Unless it's really, really needed. I'm sorry, maybe airlines will say, oh, no. No, now that we know the vaccine is out, let's see how it's going to work. Maybe you don't need to do the test once you have a vaccine. I have no idea what's the rule and what's not the rule. Let's wait and see. The only time I will travel again as a passenger, I swear, is when I don't have to have anybody poking my nose again. That was horrific. That was painful, you know, and filling up all these forms and, you know, it's not easy. Yeah. So what I'm going to advise you guys, if you really have to travel, please read. Get to know, go to the website. Most of the rules are actually in airline websites. Any airline you're booking your ticket, they have the information and they put the country. You can actually choose and say, I'm going to this country, and they will tell you the rules, what you need to fill up. For me, I went with ignorance and I paid for it. By the end of the day, I did it, but I could have done better if I planned and organized earlier on, so I don't have to go panicking, you know. Guys, before I end up this episode, I have to tell you one thing, and this one I'm very, very serious about it, because I've had close people, friends, we lost them through corona. So I'm going to ask you and request you, stay safe, wear your masks, follow the health instructions. If you have to wash your hands, use the sanitizers, whatever you can to make sure you're safe and someone next to you is safe. Social distancing, just know corona is real and people have died out of it and it's serious. Just follow the authority instructions on how you need to keep yourself safe and people around you, your loved ones, strangers, whatever you are. Just stay safe and keep me safe. Anyway, so that's it for today, guys. If you're going to be traveling to Africa, oh, and by the way, they test mostly people from Africa when you come back to Dubai. It's selected countries. I don't know what they use to say these countries will do the test at the airport and these countries will not do the test at the airport. That's none of my business because that's the government. But most people arriving from Africa, we have to redo it again. And especially you guys from Kenya, you know the reason why you're not getting visas at the moment, right? We don't know whether it's true or not. It's just some speculation going on. So just read the rules of different countries. This is not the time to just pick up a ticket and say, oh, I'm flying out, will I be back tomorrow? You really have to plan well. So guys, I would really love to hear if anybody has traveled recently as a passenger. Of course, I know I have a lot of followers. Some are cabin crew, some are not cabin crew. Just let me know about you. Did you travel? What are the rules? So at least when people are reading through the comments, they can also understand and know the rules of different countries maybe where I haven't been to as a passenger. You know what I mean? So please feel free to share and let's know, how was your experience? Was it like mine? Because mine I think was horrific. So let me know. And I hope this information will help someone out there. Share it with your friends so they are informed. If you want to ask me any questions, please engage me in the comments. I normally reply everybody's comments, so ask me anything and I'll be more than happy to reply and let you know and maybe make your journey easier. And bye for now. Please subscribe, like my episode, share with your friends. Do not forget the notification bell. Thank you and God bless.